Bitcoin is here. Bitcoin comes to your ATMs are in gas stations and mini marts. You might have seen it on your PayPal account, and you might be wondering, what is this crypto? I do want to talk just a little bit about how crypto works before we really get into this. So Bitcoin is the main crypto that you will hear about. And Bitcoin was created, a bunch of people got together back in 2008, 2009. They wrote a white paper and they really wanted Bitcoin to be a way to solve some of our problems. So if you think that the governments of the world are inflating away all of our money, and you create a coin that has a capped limit. So Bitcoin has 21 million, I think. They have 21 million and they're never going to have more than that. So the point being that if you have Bitcoin and there's no more Bitcoin coming out over time, hopefully, the theory is that the value of the Bitcoin is going to go up. And indeed it has. It started out being worth much, much less than a penny. And now, as of today, I looked it up and one Bitcoin is $87,550 as of a few minutes ago. That means that you have to have $87,000 to go buy a Bitcoin, right? I know. Because the people who invented Bitcoin realized that this might become a problem. And so they actually created a solution for that by breaking it up. Just like the US dollar, we have the US dollar is worth $1, but you can break it up into pennies, and 100 pennies equals $1. So they did the same thing with Bitcoin, but they were looking really far into the future. And they said, Bitcoin is going to be worth so much someday that we need to have more decimal points than 2. So they came up with what they call a Satoshi. And a Satoshi is 8 zeros after a decimal point worth of Bitcoin. So if you want to buy one Bitcoin, yes, you do have to have $87,550 today. But if you want to buy a Satoshi, you don't even need a penny. In fact, you can get about 90 Satoshis, I think, would be 1 penny's worth of Bitcoin. So if you can find a place that doesn't charge ridiculous fees to buy your Bitcoin, you can get as little as a penny of Bitcoin. You can get $1 of Bitcoin. You can get $5 of Bitcoin. And what I actually do, because I believe in the long-term future of Bitcoin, is every day I have it set up with my bank account that $15 is withdrawn from my bank account and buys Bitcoin at whatever price it is that day. This is an advanced strategy, sort of advanced, called dollar cost averaging. And what it means is over time, I am getting more and more Bitcoin, and sometimes I'm getting it on sale. But over time, eventually, I believe that the price of Bitcoin is going to go up. And so if I'm accumulating a little bit every day, I think it's going to pay off eventually.